Have you ever found yourself staring into the corner of a dimly lit room? And there it was. Still, silent, almost invisible. A spider, maybe it was past midnight. Maybe a strange chill passed through your body. Or maybe you just thought, that's odd. But what if I told you this wasn't just a coincidence? That the presence of that spider had a message, an ancient, symbolic, spiritual message meant for you? Across centuries and civilizations, the spider has never been just another insect. In myth, folklore, and spiritual traditions, it is the weaver of fate, the guardian of secrets, the silent architect of destiny. In African legends, the spider Anansi is the bringer of stories. In Native American teachings, she spins the web of creation. In ancient mysticism, she is the weaver of time itself. So when she appears, especially at night, it may not be a random event. It may be a sign from the unseen world, because the night isn't just darkness. It's the realm of intuition, mystery, and shadow. It's the moment when the veil between the visible and the invisible thins. If a spider crosses your path at night, don't be so quick to brush it off as nothing. Ask instead, why now? Why here? What is life trying to show me? Look at how the spider behaves. It doesn't panic. It doesn't rush. It observes. It waits. And most importantly, it creates. Carefully, patiently, strategically, in a world full of noise and urgency, the spider is a symbol of divine timing. Its web isn't just a trap, it's an expression of sacred geometry. A dance between structure and silence. Every strand has purpose. Every angle has intention. Nothing is random. Now think, what have you been weaving in your life lately? Are your thoughts building a strong, connected web? Or are they tangling you up in fear, confusion, and self-doubt? We all spin mental webs. Some protect us. Others trap us. And when the spider shows up, it may be the universe whispering, it's time to reweave your story. Sometimes we're not even aware of how tangled our inner world has become. Emotional clutter, past wounds, old patterns, spiritual stagnation. The spider's appearance may be urging you to pause, to notice what's been quietly growing in the shadows of your own soul. What have you ignored that now needs to be healed? What have you feared that now demands to be faced? There is a deeper layer here. The spider lives between realms, between walls, beneath beams, in corners we never look at. She thrives where others flee. And maybe that's what makes her such a powerful symbol. She is comfortable with the unseen. She embraces what most of us avoid. And in doing so, she reminds us that transformation always begins in silence. If a spider visited you last night, ask yourself this: what am I afraid to see? What part of me have I left in the dark? What am I unconsciously building, and why? Because whether we realize it or not, we are always weaving beliefs, relationships, memories, legacies. The question is, are you weaving with wisdom or with fear? Asterisk, if this message resonates with something deep inside you, stay with me. What you're about to discover may change the way you see yourself and the unseen world around you. The spider's presence is not loud. It doesn't demand your attention like a thunderclap or a flash of light. Instead, it lingers, subtle, persistent, watching. It teaches us through stillness, through presence, through patience. And yet, its power is undeniable. Because when you finally see it, when you finally realize it was there all along, it awakens something, a forgotten awareness, a sacred discomfort. Why does the spider choose the night? Why not the morning when the world is brighter and clearer? It's because night belongs to the subconscious. It's the hour of dreams, of intuition, of buried memories rising like smoke. The spider is a messenger from that space, reminding you that not everything can be solved with logic. That sometimes the answers you seek are waiting in the quietest corners of your inner world. You just haven't looked there in a long time. And here's something even more mysterious: the web. That delicate, nearly invisible structure that can withstand the wind, the rain, and the weight of prey far larger than it seems possible. The web is a metaphor for your own life, your network of thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. Are you building something that will hold? Or something that will break at the first sign of pressure? Some spiritual traditions believe that when you see a spider at night, it means you are being asked to reconnect with your purpose. The web isn't just about survival, it's about artistry. Craftsmanship, devotion, the spider never rushes. She returns again and again to rebuild what is broken. Even if her work is destroyed, she does not complain. She begins again, quietly. Faithfully, that alone is a spiritual lesson. Start again, as many times as it takes. Now consider this. Have you been caught in someone else's web? A relationship that drains your light? A thought pattern that keeps replaying the same pain? A habit that spins you in circles? When the spider shows up, she may not only be a reflection of you, but a warning that it's time to untangle. 2. Notice where you've allowed your energy to be captured. And to step out of the trap, one delicate step at a time. There's a reason so many people fear spiders. Not because they're dangerous, but because they remind us of what we can't control. They dwell in the unseen. They move when we least expect. They create from nothing. And they sit in their web calm even when surrounded by chaos. They represent the parts of ourselves we often ignore: the quiet power, the unseen creativity, the patience we forgot we had. But fear is not the message. Presence is, awareness is. The spider says, you are more than your distractions, more than your failures, more than your doubt. You are the weaver. You are the one who gets to choose what this life becomes. And if you've seen a spider at night, perhaps you were meant to remember that. In ancient mysticism, spiders are considered keepers of feminine energy, not in a gendered sense, but in the energy of creation, intuition, and receptivity. The feminine doesn't shout, it whispers, it doesn't push, it waits. And maybe, just maybe, the spider's visit was a quiet call back to that inner wisdom inside of you, the part that listens, that feels, that knows. Maybe you've been searching for a sign, for clarity, for confirmation. And while you were looking for it in the sky, it came crawling gently across your wall. Asterisk, if you're beginning to see the threads of this message forming in your own life, don't stop now. The web is still unfolding, and the next part reveals the reason you were meant to see it. You see, the universe doesn't always speak in lightning bolts or crashing waves. Sometimes it speaks in shadows, in the subtle flicker of a movement on the wall, in the silence of a spider watching from a quiet corner. It speaks when we've stopped listening. It speaks when our minds are too busy and our hearts too numb. And so it sends a messenger, small, unexpected, and ancient, to wake us up. The spider's web glistens when touched by light. And maybe that's the message. You've been missing your truth, your power, your purpose. They're not gone. They're just waiting for light to return to them. Maybe the web you thought was broken only needs a new thread, a new decision, a new belief, a single act of faith. That's what the spider teaches us: to begin again. Not with noise, not with urgency, but with care. And what about the timing? Why now? Why did the spider appear to you last night and not last week or last month? Because now is when you're ready to see. Now is when something inside of you is awakening. You may not have the words for it yet. You may not fully understand. But something in you felt it, that sense that something sacred was unfolding. Perhaps for the first time in a long time, you were being invited to look deeper. This is not about superstition. This is about awareness. It's about the ancient language of symbols, of archetypes, of energies that our ancestors used to understand the invisible threads of existence. They knew what we have forgotten, that nature is not separate from spirit, that the creatures we cross paths with carry echoes of the divine. The spider is one such echo. So what now? What do you do with this message? You pause, you reflect, you ask, what am I weaving? What energy am I putting into the world? What stories am I repeating to myself? Am I creating from love or from fear? Am I trapped in my own web, or am I building something sacred? Because the truth is, the web is neutral. It's what you make of it that matters. And the spider, patient and ancient, reminds you that you are never truly stuck. You can always unweave what no longer serves you. You can always rebuild. You can always choose again. Tonight, if you see a spider, or even remember one, don't turn away in fear. Let it be a moment of awakening, a mirror, a sacred invitation to realign your path. Maybe something in your soul called it forth. Maybe you needed to be reminded that even in the darkest corners of your life, something is always being woven. Something is always being made whole. Let this be your sign. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are becoming, and just like the spider, quiet, powerful, unseen, you are here to create something beautiful out of silence. Watch carefully. The universe is weaving with you. Asterisk, if this spoke to your soul, share this message with someone who needs a sign. And don't forget to subscribe. There are many more truths hidden in plain sight, waiting to be revealed.